G'day, welcome to Star Portraits, the series that gets to the heart of the art of portrait painting. We get 3 professional artists to come together to paint a celebrity. Now, the celebrity won't see the portraits until the very end of the program, when he or she chooses a favourite, which they get to keep. We're here at the London Palladium, a theatre very much connected to our sitter. She's performed here many, many times over the years, and in fact, even celebrated her 21st birthday here on stage. Our sitter today has had a 40-year career entertaining people. It's a career that's seen her at the top of the charts and ruling our television screens. You know, in 1964, she was booked to play 7 performances of Star Time here at the London Palladium. She was so popular that she went on to perform over 400 shows. She is, of course, Cilla Black. Hello, Cilla.
Hi, Rolfie, how are you?
I'm good, yeah. What does this place mean to you?
Well, I'm all goose pimply. Feel my goosebumps. Ooh. Yeah, it brings back a lot of memories for me. Way back in 1964, I did a whole lot, as you say, 400 shows.
From Liverpool, the young lady that captivated everyone's hearts. In fact, anyone who had a heart, that is. And that is Cilla Black.
Had a lot of fun, learned my craft, and I do believe in the great London Palladium. If I wouldn't have spent that time then, I don't think I would have been here today talking to you.
Is there anything you don't want to see in a portrait of you?
Oh, not too much teeth, you know, which is virtually impossible, isn't it? I would really like them to capture my smile. I can't wait.
To paint Cilla, I've chosen 3 very different artists. And I think each one is going to catch a different side of her personality. Fergus Mayhew lives in Totnes in Devon and has turned his garden shed into a studio. Fergus paints in acrylic and he's had several paintings shown at the National Portrait Gallery. A portrait of his mother, called Head Full of Smiles, was a prize winner at the BP Portrait Awards in 2004. Belinda Eaton is from Exeter. She's spent her life travelling the world, absorbing different cultures and landscapes into her work. She's also worked as an artist on film sets, and she's had her own hand-painted silk scarves sold at Harvey Nichols. Belinda describes her intuitive style as magic realism and sets out to capture the essence of a person in her work, often adding objects and imaginary landscapes. I wonder what Cilla's going to make of it. Peregrine Heathcote is 31 and lives in Chelsea. He's been painting portraits for 8 years. He studied art at Harrow and in Florence and specialises in portraits of noblemen, royalty and dignitaries. Peregrine paints in oils, often listening to opera while he works, and describes his style as realist with a contemporary edge. Later, we'll be finding out more about our artists and who inspires them. Back to the Palladium in the West End. It's time for the artists to meet the sitter, and none of them knows who it is they're going to paint. Well, we've gathered everybody here in the Cinderella bar, and Belinda and Fergus and Peregrine, are you excited about the whole thing?
Very excited.
Do you get nervous when you're about to start a portrait?
Nervous and excited, the 2 combination.
Yeah, because it's obviously somebody you don't know, and it's even more exciting.
Well, let me tell you a little bit more about our sitter. She started her career in the 60s, and she's still one of our highest profile entertainers in this country. She's worked in the Palladium. She's compared and starred in many shows here. She was Aladdin on stage here. Would that give you any sort of clue?
Maybe it's someone like Lulu.
Lulu, could be Lulu. Not ring any bells
Elaine
at all?
Page? No.
Shirley Bassey.
Shirley Bassey.
Let me go and bring the lady in.
What a surprise.
Here she is.
Surprise, surprise, it's Cilla here. I'm so excited.
This is Belinda.
Hi, Belinda, nice to meet you.
You too.
And Fergus.
Hello,
Nice to see you. Nice to see
Fergus.
you.
Lovely
Nice to see
name.
you. Thank you.
Peregrine.
Peregrine, what a dead posh name, Peregrine. It's like meeting royalty. I'm so looking forward to this. I've never actually sat and had my portrait painted before. Well, you know, I've only got one look, don't you? And that's the Cilla look.
Yeah.
That's the look we want. That's the look we want.
Shall we do it? What do you think?
Well, let's
we
do
do
it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. You want me to sit there?
Somewhere there.
Okay.
This is the magic moment. We're about to start work, and look at the contrast. Fergus has got white paper on white board. Belinda's got a completely flat black covered canvas, and Peregrine's got a Belgian linen canvas broken down with dirty yellow ochre. Shall we do it?
Yeah, let's do
Yes,
it.
let's go.
When I first start a portrait, I get some fairly largish brushes and use 3 tones, light, medium and dark. And I just sketch out in a very sketchy way and then slowly build up the detail, the shadows, the lights, the mid-tones, the expression of the face, and then the highlights and then some more detail.
I start with the drawing always, just sort of familiarise myself with what I'm doing. I like to spend as much time as I can getting that right. If the drawing's alive and that works, then I think the painting should be successful. But if the drawing's wrong, then I don't think whatever you lay on top of it will succeed.
Belinda's approach is very different to Fergus's. She's angled her canvas and is straight in with the acrylics, bravely finding her painting within the black.
I hate to start on a white canvas. From the black, it's like you're seeking an image out of it. The image starts to pop out of it. Also, your brushstrokes have a lot of power. Colour is really strong and bold against black. Much stronger, there's depth in there for me.
Our artists have 5 hours to start to capture a likeness of Cilla, and then just 2 weeks in their own studios to complete the portraits. And don't forget, Cilla is not allowed to see any of the paintings until they're completely finished. I can't wait. How will the artists depict Cilla's features? How will they portray her character? There's no doubt about it, they're keen to find out more about their sitter.
Cilla, you've had such an amazing and varied career. What's the thing you've enjoyed the most?
I've done so much and I've enjoyed such a lot, but I mean, I guess it was the singing that I've enjoyed mainly.
Yeah. And that was the thing you first wanted to do, was to be a singer?
Oh yes, since the age of 3, since one of my relatives put me on the kitchen table after a Jaws night out in Liverpool. Well, that was my stage. And they gave me a round of applause. And I thought, wow, with the first round of applause, this is what I want to do. How about you? How did you get started? Why did you want to be an artist?
From about the age of 12, I went to my first life drawing class, and it was really very entertaining. I decided from that moment on that I wanted to be an artist. Your
voice is great. You know, can I ring you up late at night and talk naughty to you on the phone? It would be so good. Who were you named after? We had a budgie named Peregrine.
Did you?
Yes, we did.
Well, you have posh budgies.
What about you, Fergus? Are you happy with what you're doing at the minute?
I do, yeah. I think I'm
Do you want me to do anything specially for you?
Great, because you're just sitting there relaxed. The personality has to come through, otherwise it's just a picture of somebody. So, but did you collect art? You were saying
Do I
before,
collect art?
Yeah, before.
Well, my husband did. My late husband,
Right.
Bobby, did.
Yeah.
He was fantastic. I mean, he had a great eye for art. And I do have a really nice collection. Actually, you know, I tell you what we very first bought.
Yeah.
And it was from Harrods Antique Department. You know, we wanted to get some art. And we had a few bob.
Yeah.
You know, I'd had a few number ones. And we went into Harrods. And what did we see there was 2 Rembrandt etchings.
Oh, right. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Well, that's something very special.
Isn't that great? I know. I know. Have you painted, I want to know the gossip, have you painted anybody famous?
I've painted Jean Muir before, which was quite an experience, yes.
And now you're doing me.
And now I'm doing you, yes, which should be really nice. It's looking good.
Should I get excited?
Not quite yet. We'll sort of hold off on that.
I'm getting very worried, Belinda,
Why is
because
that?
you're on an angle at the minute.
Just forget about that.
No. It's an interesting approach.
I know. Full of surprises. Is there some aspect of your personality that you hope will be caught?
Well, the joy of life, really.
Yeah.
The joy of, because I've really had a joyous life. I just want you to tell it like it is, paint it like it is. And I know they're all going to be totally different.
Yeah.
Because you all are.
She's right. No two artists have the same approach, and here the materials they're using vary too. Fergus is making a meticulous drawing to be the foundation of his acrylic painting. Belinda is loosely defining the shapes and colours of Cilla's face with her acrylics, while Peregrine is filling out his composition with thinned oils. Peregrine, how do you go about composing your portraits?
Well, with Cilla's portrait, what I've done is I've put her in the centre of the canvas, and she's got these amazing blue eyes and this lovely smile, so I really want to try and capture that. And I believe that looking slightly up like she is, it's a sort of very optimistic pose.
Yeah, that's good. Peregrine's work has a sense of stature and place. He tells me he admires Scottish artist Jack Vetriano.
I like his imagery. He's got a very strong sense of the power of imagery. A lot of it's very simple as well, so it conveys the message, the meaning very quickly. That's something I like to work on with some of my portraits, is the simplicity and the power of image. The differences between painting men and women are usually that men hide their emotions more than women. Some of the male portraits I do are of very powerful men, so it's my job to get beyond that poker face and try and get an expression behind that personal expression, that personal feeling, and that's achieved by my chatting to the sitter and how I relate to them. If that relationship with the sitter is a successful one, they open up much quicker, and then I go from there and get that little expression in their eyes, that softness.
This setup's a bit different to Peregrine's studio. I wonder if he'll manage to catch the personal side of Cilla. Yeah. Fergus, what are you looking to capture in this preparatory drawing?
I just want to get the life that's inside, like Cilla, that her eyes and just her face. There's some inner light that is there. It takes, I find, quite a few times to actually
You're going to do this again, this drawing?
I'm going to do this again. I just want to get something to kind of loosen up. Then I'm going to do another one. I put some tracing paper over it and trace the line, and then that will be transferred onto my board.
Fergus's work is described as realist. He's inspired by American artist Andrew Wyeth. What is it about his work?
It's just his ambition and his scale. The colour scheme has a huge impact on me. These very earthy colours, ochres, and there's a great intenseness about them, but then also a great stillness, and I think that's something I would like to aspire to. He obsessively paints the same sitters. He's had 2 or 3 as Christina Olsen and Helga. She has these lovely pigtails, which, can always pull. They're just sort of so real. There's, her gaze is so sharp and everything's so precise. If I could come half as good as one of his drawings, I would just be such a happy person. I always struggle at the beginning of paintings. They usually kind of go wildly wrong, and I think they're kind of a bit cautious starting a new painting. And I'm quite surprised sometimes when I'm able to do what I see in my head. Because I think you have a vision when you start painting, and it's kind of the struggle between what you actually can produce and trying to sort of realise that vision.
Of course, Wyeth's familiarity with his sitters is very different to the challenge we've presented our artists. From first meeting just a few hours ago, it's a tough test for their portraiture skills. We're halfway through, the portraits are taking shape, and all 3 are going to be very different in the way they depict Cilla. And I wonder which one she'll choose. You all ready for a break?
Yeah.
So, Cilla,
Oh, Rolf.
how are you enjoying the experience today?
It's been very, very relaxed, and they've made me all feel very at home. And I've loved every minute of it.
Why did you decide that you wanted to be painted?
Vanity. Pure vanity, Rolf. And also, I wanted to leave a legacy to my grandson. I'm a grandmum now, and baby Max is just scrumptious.
Were you any good as a kid at art classes?
I was the best. I couldn't do portraits, but landscape I was great at. And all my children seem to have taken after me. I mean, they all read art and history of art through university.
You never kept it up yourself?
No, I didn't, because I mean, the call of the voice came more. See, you're multi-talented.
I'm the same with the call of the voice. You didn't know which one to look at.
Well, you managed to wrap it all back together.
Yeah. Where are you going to hang this portrait that you get from today's epic?
Definitely not in the loo.
Okay.
No, I'll be very proud. I know I'm going to be very proud after today.
Well, I think we should get back in there and do some more painting, eh?
All right, lead the way.
Okay, folks, Cilla's here again. Back to work. Wow, you're painting fast and furious. That's good. How do you determine your colour scheme?
I try not to think about it too much. I think I work basically on intuition. So half of it wouldn't make sense at all if I thought about it.
Yeah.
And it's quite scary.
I was watching you putting on those marks earlier on and thinking, oh, I see what that one is. And, oh, that's the cheek.
Oh, you saw it?
It's really nice, yeah, and the shadow areas in here.
Good.
It's great. Belinda's work, with its vivid colour and character, shares a connection with Portuguese artist Paula Rego. Rego's paintings have powerful subtexts which underscore quite striking images.
She's a woman artist who's weaving stories within her work. I feel quite lost as an artist. I don't feel that there are many people I can identify with. When I see her paintings, I identify with what's going on in them. My first memory was of a chameleon changing colour on a tree, and I think that change of colour, watching it change from, I think probably brown of the tree trunk to green of a leaf, was so magical that it opened up possibilities for everything. I feel very passionate about colour. Colour excites me. I feel like I explode within my work, and I constantly want that explosion to keep on going, colour-wise, image-wise, and I don't want it to stop.
The sitting's nearly over. Peregrine is looking confident, Belinda's making a colourful canvas, but Fergus seems to be struggling, though he has made detailed notes all over his drawing. Well, the 5 hours are almost up. The artists are putting their final touches on for today. Over the next 2 weeks, they'll be working from the photographs they take now at the end of this session. Okay, Belinda, Fergus, Peregrine, brushes, pencils down. Day's work is done. A week has passed, and I'm really keen to see how the portraits are progressing. I've come to Chelsea to catch up with Peregrine. His portrait has changed a fair bit since the end of the sitting.
There you go, Rolf. That's what we've achieved so far.
Wow. See, you've started again after doing all that work.
Yeah. I realised that I wasn't going to get her hands in the picture, and she's got very expressive hands, so I needed to move it up the canvas to get those in. Hands are very important in my portraits. They're very expressive. Along with the face, they're the most expressive part of the human anatomy. So with Cilla's hands, they convey a certain sort of relaxed control.
Not many portraits feature people smiling. Did you have any concerns about a smile in the painting?
She's a very public personality, and the smile is very much part of who she wants to be in front of everyone. So I think the smile is important with her portrait.
What about the background? Will the Palladium feature?
Yeah, I want to link that into the picture.
Oh, great. Whose portrait do you think she'll choose?
That's a very good question.
Down to beautiful Totnes to see Fergus. He's finally put some paint over his drawing, but he's using subdued colours and a limited palette.
There you go, Rolf. What do you think?
Wow. Are you happy with the way it's going?
I am happy, yes. I said I was a bit panicked before, but I think I made a good start. I wrote down all the things that I was looking at that I wanted to put into my paintings.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fine.
Cilla had quite a lot of makeup on, and I gather from the way you paint, you like to do people without any makeup at all. How does this affect you?
Well, it's like a face on a face. You're trying to sort of see what's beneath it, but also paint the person in front of you.
How do you decide when it's finished?
It's a tricky one because it gets to a certain stage you just want to kind of fiddle with it, and it's very difficult to walk away when you kind of you go up sort of right up to the house and you think I must go back and just have another look at it. And I think it's that when you're looking for stuff to do, that's when you should leave well alone.
And now to Exeter to visit Belinda. Her colourful depiction of Cilla is emerging out of the black. It's more than a portrait, it's already telling a story.
Okay, here it is.
Wow. Hey. I can see what you say about working onto a black background. From the start, the thing is vibrant and alive and jumping out at you, isn't it? Wow. Tell me about the eyes. Do you always leave them untouched till the end?
The eyes are the last thing that are painted. Literally on every single painting that I do, because up until this point, I'm being led into a story. The moment the eyes are in there, the person or the painting starts informing me. It has its own identity, so I try and keep that identity out of it. It's the soul, it's the spirit of the painting.
And you're quite happy to mix paint on the canvas, aren't you?
Which is actually really hard to do with acrylic. And when that starts happening, I know that things are flowing and
you're
I'm
really
getting in there
fast.
quickly enough. And then you're mixing colours. You see, that's different from you. Is I'm mixing colours up on my palette, and there's one dirty colour going into another dirty colour, and
I try
and then you
keep
make a
them all
mistake.
clean,
But out of that come the happy surprises.
Another week's passed and the portraits are finished. We've brought everyone to this world-famous arts establishment for the next stage of the proceedings. It's time to reveal the 3 portraits to Cilla. We've come to the Royal Academy of Arts in London. It's going to be tense for the artists in this location, and probably a bit tense for Cilla too. Will she take to Peregrine's stately portrait in oils, or perhaps Fergus's honest depiction in pencil and acrylic? And how will she react to Belinda's wild and vivid portrait? Hey, Belinda, Fergus, Peregrine.
Hi, Rolf.
Nice to see you. What's it like being here in the Royal Academy? Does it give a sense of occasion or a little bit of nervousness?
Really.
It does. I was actually a student here about 15 years ago as well, so to come back here and be here today showing a picture is quite special.
These series of rooms which are previously unopened to the public have just been restored, and there's all this lovely gold leaf on the ceiling and all the walls. It's a lovely place.
What was it like the last week of work?
Well, it was lovely. My family kept looking at the portrait and saying, you realise you must work on this and it's very important. And I'm like, I know it's very important.
Yeah. And how do you think Cilla will react to your lively portrait?
We'll see. I've got no idea. It's been quite stressful because I'd overworked it, and I hate that in my work. So I literally 2 days ago...
Had to redo bits?
Yeah, the whole face. Which was quite nerve-wracking.
Well, listen, Cilla will be arriving in a few moments, and I wanted to talk honestly about what she feels about each portrait. So if I could ask you to leave this room for the moment.
Yeah.
Is that okay? I wonder how Cilla's feeling about seeing the portraits in this prestigious establishment.
Cilla, how are you?
A vision in blue.
Looking forward to this?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. I can't wait to show you these portraits, Cilla.
You can't wait. I haven't slept for a fortnight.
They're so different.
Are they?
I wonder which one you'll like.
I wonder.
Let me show you them.
Ooh, okay.
You ready for this first one?
No.
Well, here we go, 'cause
Okay.
I'm ready. 1, 2, 3, up.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, gosh, very pensive. Look at the hands. I need a haircut. The detail is absolutely stunning. It's definitely me, and they've not gone too heavy on the teeth, Rolf. It's fabulous. I love it. I know who did this one.
Let me show you the next one. Ready?
Yes.
1, 2,
I'm on
3.
a roll now.
Up.
Oh, gosh. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, no. It's very kind of palatial, that, isn't it? It's like as if I was done in Buckingham Palace. That really is good.
It's very like an early Lucian Freud to me, that one.
Really, well, I've heard of him, but I don't know his work.
Oh, okay.
Is that... Sorry, Lucian, is
No,
he alive?
he's
well gone. Oh,
wonderful
gosh.
painter.
Sorry, Lucian. Now, this is me. This is Cilla, too. The quiet Cilla. That actually, none of the public, they don't know the quiet Cilla. I've got my mother's eyes. I think my mother would choose this one. She would.
Okay, well, have a look at this one. See what you think of this. 1, 2, 3, up.
Oh, yes. Well, that's very me. That is so totally me today. Living for the moment.
Champers?
And all that champagne. Well, I do have a reputation, don't I?
Yes, yes.
She's got the essence of Cilla Black right down to a T.
Any idea who's painted which painting?
I know exactly.
I'm not saying a word.
Okay, Jack.
I'll leave you alone with these paintings in this lovely gallery while I go and round up the three artists.
Okay.
Well, Cilla, it's make your mind up time. Artists, would you take your positions by your easels, please? Did Cilla get it right?
Oh, gosh. I knew it. You see, I just knew all your personalities so well.
Anything you want to say to the artists before you reveal which one you've chosen?
Well, to all of you, I think they're all fabulous. You've captured three very different personalities. Peregrine, this captures everything about my career, of where I am today and where I was yesterday. I love the poster with Aladdin, because I did play Aladdin there. But the eyes thing, I mean, do I really have those nice eyes?
You do.
You little liar. Yeah, it's fabulous. Fergus, you've really captured my shy side, because I do have a quiet side.
You do. Be a successful portrait is just watching people. And if I've kind of, through watching you, sort of, captured that and kept it with me in the painting, then that's great.
Thank you so much.
Excellent.
And last but not least,
Oh yeah.
Belinda.
Oh yeah. I love this. I absolutely adore this painting. That's the Cilla of today. Where did all that champagne come from?
That's the celebration of life. I don't know.
For the first time in my life, dare I say, for over 5 years, I'm enjoying being single again. And you've really captured that.
Well, now's your big moment.
I know. I don't like
Can
this.
you reveal which one you are going to choose to take home?
Do I have to?
Well, you have to, really.
Oh, okay. But I have to remember I'm going to leave a legacy to my grandson, Max. I think I'm going to have to choose. It's got to be Peregrine. It's got to be you. You're my blind date.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
A really tough decision. Which one would you have picked?
Thank you very much.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'm glad Cilla's found a portrait that she feels is right for her grandson. All three paintings showed a completely different side to her. See you next time.
It'd be nice if she chose my portrait. All you can do is produce a painting that you're happy with, and if it succeeds on that level, then it's anything else is a bonus.
I think the whole experience has been great. It's been great to meet each of the artists, and I think Cilla's chosen the painting that she felt she wanted, or the one she loved. I think it's fine.
And with mine, I just wanted to achieve what I did, the little bit of research that I did on her, and from my meetings with her, I wanted to just put that in the picture. So hopefully her grandson, will enjoy it.